welcome to my channel Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the love outlook for the sign of Aries for March 8th to the 15th. This is going to be a love outlook for an Aries who is in a connection with someone, right? So whatever that connection is, we're going to look at it today. We're certainly going to look at one snapshot into one connection. But we're going to pull cards for you, Aries, and cards for your other person. So that's why I say this is not just a general love outlook for Aries, but this is more of a relationship love outlook, right? Now, the relationship may be in challenge. You may be in separation, right? It may not really be a twin flame or soulmate journey, or it may indeed be, but we won't really know until the cards come out. All right, guys? So before I start and cut your deck, don't forget, I wanted to let everyone know that I'm giving away the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook this month, the entire set. And of course, you'll see me use that set of animal spirit cards in my weekly readings, my general weekly outlook. All right, so let's cut your deck, Aries, and get out your set of cards for your person and yourself. And again, this is for the 8th until the 15th of March. Let's get straight to it. Aries, your person is resonating with Hermit energy, and you are resonating with the Seven of Pentacles. They see you as the High Priestess, and you see them as Three of Swords. Wow. They see the relationship as the Chariot, and you see their relationship and their part in it, and you see the relationship and your part in it as the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This is a very interesting read. Interesting. Oh, and another toxic card we have here for Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is a feeling. Ooh, Eight of Swords is a real feeling of blame game, right? This is someone who generally is very alienated from others. They are very sort of toxic in their behavior, right? Eight of Swords can be the gaslighter, the one who plays the victim a lot, but we're going to come back to that energy in a minute. It's very interesting that you have Three of Swords here, and your person has all three major arcana, Aries. Let's get right into your spread. So your person is resonating with the Hermit, and you are resonating with a Seven of Pentacles. So this is right away a feeling, I'm going to say, of you resonating with Seven of Pentacles in the sense that you aren't quite happy, right? You aren't quite satisfied with the way things are turning out in terms of your finance, your career, your environment, the way, you know, the day-to-day activities or the day-to-day sort of surroundings of your life, right? Of how you're living. And certainly you are thinking about currently, and strangely, this is why I say this is a really interesting reading, Aries. With regard to a relationship with your person, you are finding yourself unhappy, or maybe a sense of failure that perhaps you have not reached the goals that you've set out for yourself, for your own career and your own business or livelihood. Now, your person is resonating with the Hermit, and this indicates someone who is very sort of in their own head, off to themselves. They see themselves as walking a very solitary path right now. They may indeed be in connection with you. This is a reading for a true connection. This is not a reading for, you know, a one-sided connection with someone you've never met, or with someone who's made it clear that they don't have any feelings for you. This is a mutual feeling connection. But your person is still resonating strongly with this Hermit energy, Aries. It's a feeling of they are right now really going through something in a sense of finding themselves, right? And it's very, very important to them. It's so important to them that they resonate with Hermit energy, and they see themselves with this energy despite the fact there is this connection here. Yet indeed, you are finding yourself dissatisfied with your financial abundance, or your path, your career path, and the achievements that you've made along the way. You have indeed been working towards it. You've been tilling the garden, right? You can see the individual there, the figure on the card. He's tilling the garden, but the fruits of his labor aren't, you know, he's looking at them like, is this really what I wanted? Is this the life I really wanted? And the rewards that I'm getting back for my hard effort, is this what I expected? And if they are the rewards you expected, you are maybe even reevaluating if these rewards even make you happy anymore. Now, how do you see each other? This is again, your person sees you as the high priestess, right? And you see them as three of swords energy. So, wow. Um, I'm going to say to a certain degree, your person sees you, okay, they see you certainly, they see you resonate with the high priestess. And this really indicates that I think just as they are on a sort of solitary, personal sort of path of self-realization, they have a lot of respect for you, Aries. They see you as the high priestess, so they see you certainly as someone who is highly spiritual, highly intuitive, highly capable. But there are some other sides to the high priestess. She can be very stoic. She is not giving away any information. She doesn't give anything. She really just sits as an example of what is required with regard to finding out the secret to life. And certainly everybody's secret or truth about life is very personal, and this is one of the reasons why she doesn't say anything, because the journey is personal, so there's not much she can tell you about achieving it. Again, she is the keeper of sacred and secret knowledge, right? And really the laws of life in a lot of ways, in the way that we interact. And this is how your person kind of sees you. I'm going to say that they probably see you as someone that is very awe-inspiring to them, very, very spiritual, someone that they sort of sets an example in that way, but it may be very difficult for them to feel a connection with you, right? Because the high priestess is so sort of standoffish. Could be one of the reasons why your person is resonating so strongly with the hermit. But it is interesting that you will resonate with this energy here and identify with this feeling of being quite unhappy with regard to the material side of life. Yet and still your person sees you as a highly spiritual, intuitive person. You see them as the Three of Swords. And I'm going to say here that what you see in them is that they are hurt, right? I don't think that they hurt you. So in a sense, so what I'm saying is I don't think that, you see them as, having caused you a Three of Swords, right? We're talking about the energy that you see the other person resonating with. And Three of Swords is a feeling of betrayal and pain and loss of loyalty, having your trust broken. And I think that you see and understand that your person is maybe going through that, Aries. You may be dealing with somebody who is very much on a solitary path to self-discovery after a very sort of serious betrayal. Right, a very, Three of Swords. A lot of times I see people interpret Three of Swords as third-party energy, and it is indeed, it can be. But there's a deeper essence here with that. There's, the tarots are always so much broader than the sort of oversimplified interpretation. Yeah, it can be a third-party energy that's very painful. But the deeper essence here is it's a swords card. And usually what happens with Three of Swords, it means that someone has had a bond with someone. They've already established a certain amount of trust and loyalty, right? 3 is the number for bonding, loyalty, virtue, and patience, right, in the tarot. But what has happened is that after having established that bond and after having done all of that hard work of building trust, it was broken. The trust was broken. And yes, third-party energy, somebody cheating on you, somebody stepping out of the relationship or the marriage is certainly an example or a symptom of breaking somebody's trust. But where the pain comes in is that this is almost always a case of feeling very much like somebody has stabbed you in the back, somebody has duped you or tricked you, and it's that pain of putting work into a relationship, right? Putting all that time and effort to build that connection, to build that trust, and then it's just destroyed because someone has lied, or someone has sort of said they would do one thing and didn't do it, and it's a really important sort of emotional task, or they promised you this wonderful relationship, and then in the end they didn't give it to you. They may have treated you very badly. This could also happen when you meet somebody and they give you all of, you fall in love and they give you all of this, I love you, I love you, and they really court you and woo you and all of that and sweep you off your feet and get you to trust and love them. And then when you get together with them, then all of a sudden they're abusive. Then all of a sudden they talk down to you. The actions that they portray to you are inconsistent with what they've told you. And that, in essence, is a betrayal. That is a betrayal in essence. And a lot of times, the worst part about being or getting into any kind of relationship where there is verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, cheating is emotional abuse. The worst part of it oftentimes is the fact that they didn't sell you that in the beginning, right? It's the betrayal of getting you to believe one thing and then doing another thing in a relationship. And it feels, the worst part, of course, is that trust that you gave them, right? The trust that they really got you to sort of provide and work on and all of that, and then to just sort of break that. And that's why this is a Three of Swords, a swords card that's so painful, and it pierces the heart, because it not only does it pierce our heart and our emotions, but it really hurts our ego. And your person, you see this in them very strongly. Yet I think that they see you as the High Priestess because you may not be willing to get that involved, Aries. You may be sort of standing back, right? You see what's going on here, or you see what they're dealing with, I think you see the trauma that they've gone through, and maybe certainly a reason why they are still on a very solitary path, despite the fact that they are with you in what we would call a union. But yet and still you don't say much, because the High Priestess doesn't really say much at all. And again, also at the same time, she understands and knows what's happening. So she kind of just sits back and watches, in a lot of ways. Yet and still also here we talk about you also in your own life being unhappy with your own sense of sort of achievements. Now let's look at the relationship. Aries, your person is resonating with the Chariot, and you are resonating with Ace of Pentacles, and this is how you see the relationship. They see this relationship with you as a vehicle for achieving their goals in life, right? They see that this relationship is what is going to help them to get to their destination. And I think the destination here is healing and understanding, right? And getting through this, right? You are seeing yourself in a relationship as Ace of Pentacles. So this is very interesting. You are seeing this relationship as one that is going to, I think that perhaps the type of relationship for you that's going to allow you to make the most out of your career and your business, right? Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles coming in for you, resonating with that and seeing the relationship as an Ace of Pentacles, it feels strongly to me that whatever energy this individual is bringing to the table, and remember, this is just a weekly snapshot, right? This could be a long-term relationship or what have you. But the connection you have with this person, something about this connection allows you to really be your best when it comes to your career. Right. It really allows you to bring your A game. I think there's a level of support here from this person that really allows you to sort of realize your ambition. And it's interesting because in this way, this is almost like a perfect match. Right? This is almost like what I would say is a perfect match between two seemingly opposite people almost. right? I wouldn't be surprised if this union, Aries, is a union where you may have friends or family who always tell you about this union being like a really oddball union, or one that they didn't think that was going to work, or what have you, because I don't think that anybody can really understand the level of trust and intimacy and support that you guys provide for each other. And I think it's something that is only between the two of you. And I don't think the rest of the world very much understands it. Because although you are seeing this, you are kind of, you have pentacles here, right? In terms of how you're resonating and how your relationship is resonating. And then you have these heavy spiritual cards up here with the Hermit and the High Priestess. You are very spiritual. This is a reading for an Aries who is, in fact, of course, a very intuitive, a very spiritual, and a very knowledgeable individual, right? That side of you, not everybody will necessarily see. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that this particular Aries, it may only be this partner who sees that side of you. And it's exactly that side of you that they need. It's exactly that side of you that helps them remain in the Hermit, right? It's like you don't require them to be all up underneath of you and all of that. You don't have any problem with them being on their own path of discovery and healing, because there is that spiritual side to you that absolutely gets it and understands it. And they know that and see that. But I don't think that necessarily the rest of the world sees that. Like I said, right, Aries, I think that you're probably one of these people who keeps your deepest and most vulnerable side, your deepest spiritual sort of energy, opinions, thoughts, etc., for only extremely intimate relationships. And when I mean intimate relationships, I mean very, very private. And so in this way, people don't see that. Yet at the same time, this person also provides for you, although they are on their own in a lot of ways. You guys are certainly together. Okay, this is definitely a relationship where you guys are together and probably living together. And if you're not living together, you're still together. And when I mean together, I don't mean like, you know, a phone like a phone or a long distance relationship. I mean together. You see each other, you spend time together, you are with each other, right? I don't think that there is any kind of toxic separation here or anything like that. But despite the fact that your person is also on their own sort of kind of spiritual self-realization path, they also provide something incredible for you, which is the ability for you to be ambitious and to follow your desire when it comes to your own sort of achievements, right? And career and business and the things that you want to manifest, right? So you guys give each other exactly what the other person needs, but it's in two totally different areas, right? The Chariot is there because this person absolutely sees a future with you, right? And they're right now going through a strong healing phase. And I think they know that they're going through a healing phase. Again, you see them dealing with this betrayal. And I think this betrayal was a past relationship, right? It can be a past relationship. It could also be just a general feeling of betrayal. Your person may have had many years of a difficult path, maybe even with their family. They may have been in an abusive family they may have grown up in an abusive environment, or they may have baggage from an abusive environment that they were in, and they are healing from it. You know, I don't feel this is like, oh, you know, your person was in a relationship before and somebody cheated on them and now they're an emotional wreck. This Three of Swords was a hard betrayal. And that's why I took a moment to really describe the essence of Three of Swords. Because Three of Swords can also be the betrayal that you feel when you are abused by a parent, or when you are abused by people close to you, right? Or when you have just had a real long path of being betrayed in a lot of ways. And so it's a general feeling of betrayal and hurt. It feels strong here for me. All right. Let me pull out your clarifiers. This is it's It's a very unusual reading because it's for a very unusual coupling. There is your Ace of Pentacles. Wow. And Two of Pentacles here. And we have Temperance energy. Well, that's Sagittarius. Normally I don't look at the bottom. I'm going to look at the bottom. Four of Cups. Here we go. All right. Wow. Four of Cups certainly indicates, you know, that feeling of not wanting help. Right? Four of Cups, in the traditional deck, the Four of Cups is the one where the figure is sitting under the tree with their arms crossed. They're very obstinate, they're very defiant, and they refuse to accept the cup that's coming out of the cloud. But a lot of times, Four of Cups, Four of Cups can be really interpreted a lot of different ways. But I think here it is a real feeling of, you know, either you or your person or both of you really not accepting help from anyone else except each other, right? That you guys really only turn to each other for this support base. And again, because I think it's such an intimate connection, and because your person is really healing from a very difficult sort of past here. Now let me go into your clarifiers and get this wrapped up. We're going to pull out your angel message in a minute, the romance angel message for this relationship, and then call it a wrap. The Fool and the Ace of Pentacles, where there you have it. So the Ace of Pentacles is coming out in your person's line to clarify your Ace of Pentacles here. So there is an enormous amount of potential for manifesting in this relationship. You know, Ace of Pentacles also can indicate health, it can indicate wealth, but it can also just manifesting in the material world your desires and your dreams. It can be opening up a center, you know, it can even be opening up a religious center. That would still be an Ace of Pentacles, because it's an opportunity to manifest your highest goal or your highest dream in the material world in such a way that you are supported, and that you have, you know, all of the material needs met also at the same time. So Ace of Pentacles comes in with your person and the Fool. This could very well be also the Fool in terms of your person is really embarking on a new path in life, a new journey. And I think this journey is with you. And I think the journey is all about self-discovery and healing. It couldn't be, for me, it feels like this person has really, I'm going to say this person has probably, up until the time they met you, really been struggling, really never had an opportunity to kind of move past this or do the healing that's necessary. They were certainly unwilling to accept any help there with that Four of Cups. And so it feels to me like this entire path for your person with the Fool energy is a new path. They're taking certainly a huge, not even a huge leap of faith, because they're very confident here. They also, I'm going to say to a certain degree, I think they may already resonate with a high degree of financial abundance. This could be somebody who already comes from a lot of money, and so money is not an issue for them. Right? But it's not something that they're busy with. And so in a lot of ways, they provide, like I said to you, they provide that financial support for you. You got two Ace of Pentacles. That's strong financial abundance and support, Aries, right? And although they are on this very spiritual path and they see you as a very spiritual person, I wouldn't be surprised if this person already, you know, aside from the love reading, because this is, again, just a snapshot into a love connection between you and another person for 1 week, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if your person is also quite wealthy in addition, right? It just so happens that they may be quite wealthy. It just so happens that they may resonate with a lot of status and power with regard to finances, career, and things like that, and business, right? And this gives you exactly the support that you want and need for the things that you want to do. Now, Two of Pentacles and Temperance energy is how you're resonating. And so this is interesting, because Two of Pentacles does, in fact, mean there are a lot of ups and downs and changes financially and career-wise for you. So this is it. You guys are really both going through a real big change that is individual, but you're being very supportive. This Two of Pentacles can oftentimes mean motion and chaos, or chaotic changes happening in your career, your business, or your financial stability. A lot of times it can indicate moving from one career to the next, or one business to next, or resonating up from one status level to the next, and all of the sort of ups and downs and chaos that comes with it. Eventually, Two of Pentacles will settle down, but it is a temporary chaotic energy. And you also resonate with Temperance. And again, this is it. For you, Aries, you are being very, very temperate. You are bringing to the table very strong, kind of stable energy, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if you're dealing with a person in your life who maybe is even having a lot of depression despite their wealth and status. They may be having a lot of depression. And so you're bringing, you're bringing that tempered energy there for them, and yet at the same time, they don't begrudge the fact that you might want to change your career, and they don't, they want to help you financially. It's really, really strong reading, very beautiful reading, I'm going to say, for like a real kind of, different couple. I wouldn't even be, like, an example would be like a CEO who is kind of finding himself and dealing with a lot of deeper issues, right? And a artist, who may even be like a healer of some sorts, who wants to open up, maybe have their own healing center. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It feels like that kind of pairing is what I'm talking about. And so, a CEO, and let's say even an accountant, right? Let's say an accountant who runs a big firm, or even a small firm, but he runs his own firm. He has a lot of money coming in, but he's on this path of self-discovery. And what he loves about you so much is your high degree of intuitional ability and support. Yet you don't, you're not like throwing it, like you're not trying to pull him into your outlook, or, it's like he goes to work and does his thing at the finance company, and you go and give and do your healing sessions, right? And at night you guys come together, but there's a deep, deep love and admiration there. And this is what I mean. And they can be helping you in a financial way, in a very material way, to help you manifest your dreams. And at the same time, you are providing them with that really strong emotional support. Eight of Swords is here, and that is, again, let me come back to it. I was going to say this is the card for sort of not really taking taking responsibility for your actions, being really closed off and alienated from the rest of the world. And I think this is something that you both are working on right now. And I think that this may be some of the toxic energy that your person has adopted as a result of this pain. But you see it, you understand it. And the High Priestess is such a powerful card. Certainly you have High Priestess, and I'm going to pull these out differently. Let me give it another shuffle. I'm not going to cut the deck. I'm just going to do a blind sort of left-hand pull. Yeah, I mean, I think that, one of the things that your person is dealing with is learning all of this toxic shit about themselves and realizing the baggage that they have accumulated as a result of this pain. Let's pull out. Give your relationship a chance. And we have attraction. Okay, so yeah. And again, I feel like, yeah, definitely give this relationship a chance. I don't think there's... I don't feel any challenge here, right? I don't feel any issue or challenge. There is, of course, the issues. There's, of course, going to be the challenges of your person healing from this and dealing with the leftover toxic energy that a Three of Swords can can sort of manifest, right? But again, you're aware of all of that. And I'm not saying that this is like a walk in the park. This is definitely a lot of hard work going on here. But nevertheless, give your relationship a chance, and attraction is what the angels have for you. And I do think that here there is a very, very strong attraction, right? Again, it's like this, it's like the odd couple, you know what I mean? You guys are in two totally different fields, two totally different ways of going about life, but in the middle you meet, right? And there is this kind of like, I'm just crazy about her or him, and again, my readings aren't gender specific, but despite the fact that, you guys are coming from from different worlds to a certain degree. And again, I do think you are highly spiritual, but you're just trying to do something now in the material world that your person is able to sort of help you with. But still, you guys, high level of attraction and certainly a strong relationship let me move this over. Certainly a very strong relationship for moving on, getting to the next step in terms of in terms of, the next stage in life. The Chariot is there. Your person definitely wants to carry on and move on with this relationship and have that adventure with you. Very nice reading, Aries. And you say to yourself, well, what does the snapshot say about the week? Well, I believe that this week is going to be a difficult time for you this week. This is the nature of the relationship. And so the nature of your experience this week in a relationship is going to touch on these things, right? Your person may have a little bit more depression that you need to support this week. You are certainly resonating with a lot of financial chaos right now and ups and downs, which your person is right there able to support. And there may be a lot of communication this week about really helping each other, because not that you both are in a bad space with regard to relationship, but you both are really going through some very difficult times. All right, guys, I'm just going to leave it at that. This is your reading. It went a little bit long. It is for Aries for March 8th to the 15th, snapshot into a relationship that they have with someone. This reading isn't going to resonate with everyone, and that's fine. If it resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to let me know if you are interested in being in the running for the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guidebook. And all you have to do to be in the running for that is be subscribed to my channel and leave me a comment anywhere on any one of my videos letting me know that you are interested in the draw. March 31st, the winner video will be released. All right, guys, thank you so much, Aries, for checking out my channel, and I will see you next week for your love outlook. Bye-bye now.